Survivors of Jeffrey Epstein's sexual abuse joined politicians on both sides of the aisle today, demanding the release of the Epstein files. They gathered outside the U.S. Capitol for a public news conference. Down the street at the White House, President Donald Trump calling the Epstein files a hoax. Eyewitness News reporter Michelle Fisher joining us now with more. Michelle?
Mark, there's an ongoing investigation by the House Oversight Committee into the handling of the Epstein case. But a bipartisan group of House lawmakers is pushing ahead with a petition that could force a vote to release the full Epstein files. And they're hopeful this powerful press conference today with the Epstein survivors will help get the signatures needed.
The days of sweeping this under the rug are over. We, the survivors, say no more.
Adding their voices to the growing chorus calling for transparency, nearly a dozen Jeffrey Epstein survivors today shared their stories publicly, urging Congress to act while calling for the release of the complete Epstein files.
Why was Jeffrey Epstein so protected? Who is still being protected? And who protected them all, so the world can understand how Jeffrey was able to abuse so many of us for so long?
Us Epstein survivors have been discussing creating our own list. We know the names. Many of us were abused by them. Now, together as survivors, we will confidentially compile the names we all know.
President Trump at the White House Wednesday asked about the emotional press conference, repeatedly insisting it's all a political sham.
And nobody's ever satisfied. From what I understand, I could check, but from what I understand, thousands of pages of documents have been given. But it's really a Democrat hoax.
This is not a hoax. This is real. There are real survivors. There are real victims.
Republican Representative Thomas Massie of West Virginia and others within the president's own party also demanding transparency.
It's grieved me to watch the arguments and debates take place among my colleagues and even the administration. I think this is something that was worth fighting for.
Marjorie Taylor Greene among three Republican female representatives signing Massie and Representative Ro Khanna's procedural discharge petition to bypass GOP leadership, forcing a vote on the release of the Epstein files.
President Trump and members of Congress, why do we continue to cover up sexual abuse and assault? Who are we covering for? Let the public know the truth.
So very powerful to hear from those women. Co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell also part of the discourse today. Some of the survivors were frustrated with what they consider special treatment after she was relocated to a prison camp following her recent meeting with the DOJ. The survivors also calling on President Trump to rule out the possibility of a pardon for Maxwell.